All right, we're back. Removing all the hard inquiries, removing negative, nasty, erroneous items from your credit reports. I'm excited, okay? God, the internet is fine. It's, not all this new 5G stuff. What's going on? What's going on? Why is the internet drum? What's going on with this internet? All right, we're usually good every Saturday with the internet. Thank you for coming back here. We're talking about removing the hard inquiries. Thanks for coming back on the live. I know this is challenging sometimes with these technical difficulties, but I'm going to put my email address in here again. All right. Putting my email address in here again. Okay. Hello again. Hello, everyone. And with my email address, always know that you can email me. I'll respond. I was up early this morning. Yes, on a weekend, getting these negative, nasty, erroneous items out of there, helping people on the email. So please email me. I look forward to it. It's a pleasure to be of service. So, Pazuko28, didn't get to hear the response, okay? Johnny Evans, you're the best. Thank you very much for saying that. You're the best. Everyone here is the best, okay? So, negative, nasty, erroneous items coming off of one credit report, two credit reports, getting these negative items, but other bureaus want to play games. They want to say, oh, well, we quote-unquote verified. What do? You send your next round of letters, and you can show them that the deletions, you're getting updated reports that say deleted, deleted, deleted. Show them the deletions. File your complaints with the CFPB and the FTC. Individuals here come on. I've said this before. It's like you can file complaints. People come on here right now saying, hey, I filed complaints. It's helped me get negative, nasty, erroneous items off as well. Someone was saying they got 10 items off with that help, okay? It's all part of the process. You typically, when you're going through the process and you're getting these negative items coming off, Pazuko28, you're heading in the right direction. People, I got an email saying, hey, I'm getting some items off, boom, 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 here and there. But these bureaus want to play games, or this bureau doesn't want to take this item off or whatnot. You show them the proof, you file your complaints, and typically they fall in line because they don't want to get in trouble, right? They don't want to have Fair Credit Reporting Act violations, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act violations. They don't want to have to deal with that. They want to toe the line, right? Okay, 609creditrepair.com, or we can do this work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. Also, I'm going to put my email address in here again just in case, but it looks like we're good, okay? Can charge-offs be removed from the credit report? Mr. Hernandez, yes. People getting charge-offs off often, all the time, on the daily, okay? Yes, you can dispute unverified charge-offs with the credit bureaus. We do that as well at theawesomelifegroup.com. Actually put theawesomelifegroup.com in here. Yes, oftentimes they don't have the right documentation to maintain this type of information on your credit reports, and they have to, if they can't verify 100%, they have to delete it. It must be deleted, okay? Another individual was asking, hey, would you recommend piggybacking or becoming an authorized user on an account to increase credit score? And Blackbeard Dave came out and says, yes, it's a great way to build credit. Yes, I agree as well. It is a great way to build credit. And also, if it's friends or family and they can keep you on for long periods of time, not just 2-3 months or whatever, they keep you on a year, 2 years, just leave you on, okay? Yes, it can not only help you build and boost your credit, but it help you build credit because it puts you in a credit score where you could potentially get your own primary credit cards, right? Your own primary trade line. So you get these negative, nasty, erroneous items out of the way. You get these nice authorized user credit cards on there, boosting up your score, getting this history and getting all this good stuff. Now you're looking more credit worthy to maybe a big bank, okay? Does it need to be a major credit card or like a store card with a high limit and low utilization? Whatever credit card these individuals, your friends or family, are adding you onto, you're going to gain what that would be in that credit card. So if it's a store card with $500 on the store card and it's low utilization, that's going to be helpful. If it's a big bank card that has a bigger credit line, more history, and help you even greater and has very low utilization, that's going to help you more, right? Just like it would if it was your credit. Yeah. All right. Credit history for each bank can be different as well. So certain banks will backdate and give you all that history. Some, like American Express, typically are giving you from when you start with the authorized user account. So just be aware of that. You might want to look into what that might mean for you in your specific situation and what authorized users you want to get, okay? Let's see, going through here. How do you get eviction off of rental screening reports? The eviction is not on the credit reports, though. Please help. All right. Key I think could be K. Evictions. Okay, not on the credit reports. It's on other rental screenings. CoreLogic, LexisNexis you want to look at, right? You want to look at the Experian Rent Bureau. You want to look at screening reports. Okay, you want to look at wherever they might be looking. When I say they, the leasing companies or whatnot, they might say, oh, well, we see this eviction. You can straight up ask them, where are you seeing this? Appfolio, screening reports, where are you seeing this? CoreLogic, LexisNexis. And those are the places you want to look at first. CoreLogic, LexisNexis, disputed out there. A lot of times it can sit in there, or maybe a stage stream. It'll sit in there, and then you can dispute that and get it out of there, and it'll fall like a domino effect out of the other screening reporting agencies, okay? Let's see, and apologize for the strange connectivity issue earlier. I'm not sure what happened, but please feel free to email me any questions you might have, okay? You're welcome. Jasmine Williams, have you heard anyone having issues with TransUnion not reporting credit history correctly? Okay, so there are tons of inaccuracies and unverified items on credit reports, whether it's TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. There's difficulties across the board. You'll notice that your TransUnion will look different than your Equifax, look different than your Experian, and they're supposed to have one standardized style of reporting, okay? Their system is all supposed to look the same, right? So if you're having inaccurate information, okay, on there that's, inaccurate, you can send inaccurate dispute letters. If you have unverified information, you dispute unverified information. If you've got stuff on there that's inaccurate from the other reports, you can show them. If you have stuff that's positive that's supposed to be reporting, we've got positive letter, you can send demand that they report this, and you can reach out to the creditor and make sure that they're reporting this properly. If you've got positive history that's, all in good standing, and you want that on there, right? So it's possible that you have inaccurate information, not only on TransUnion, but Equifax and Experian. And make sure you pull your credit reports. And this is a big thing. Make sure you're checking a look at all three. Take a look at all three. Annualcreditreport.com, giving you your free credit reports weekly. And this is, from the pandemic and whatnot until April 2021. So this is the availability that you have now. Look at all three credit reports. Sometimes, you might look at a credit monitoring service and it might not have all three. You know what I'm talking about, right? So make sure you're getting all three credit reports. And, if you can invest in something like a myfico.com that gives you your FICO, it's very important to be able to see the true, real deal, okay? DJ Downey, D. Evans, Brandon, thanks for helping me get back on track. Like you said, 10 accounts fell off, okay, with the help of filing complaints as well, okay? The CFPB, the FTC, that kind of stuff. Within 2 weeks, all three credit reporting agencies removed 10 negative accounts, okay? Excellent. Fantastic. Sending Goodwill letters. Right. Yes, you can send Goodwill letters and getting negative late payments, unverified late payments to positive could potentially help your credit scores. Yes. All right. And also getting the other big chunks off of there too. Charge-offs, collections, those are really negative, derogatory as well. Okay. So make sure that you take a look at those. And good positive history, keeping the credit utilization down as well. Okay. Typing is a little loud. I don't think it is though. Make sure that I get my email address in here. You can email me if I miss anything. Okay. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Can collections be removed if you're a co-signer of an apartment lease? Yes. So you dispute as you would, as if that was your account, right? You don't have to worry about them. They're signed on it as well. You're both signed on it. And the negative item on their report isn't going to come off if it comes off of theirs, right? So if it comes off of yours, it's not necessarily going to come off of theirs. So you focus on your reports as you would normally, okay? Yes, and you can dispute that. What is this self-lender stuff? Is it cool? Well, self.inc, self-lender has helped many. I know Blackbeard Dave on here as well. Great tribe member here has had success with that himself. Other people have had success with that themselves as well. It can help you build your credit if you're in a situation where you really are starting out or rebuilding and starting out over again, right? So maybe you're in the Blackbeard Dave say yes, he's pleased with that. Self.inc, formerly self-lender. And a lot of credit unions will do it too. Secure loans. Basically, it's a secure loan. You're paying on this loan every quote unquote loan every month or whatnot, or whatever your terms are. And you're getting the good positive history. They're showing that it's a line of trade line on your credit, a quote unquote loan. And at the end of it, you get your money back. Okay. And of course, there's some fees associated with they're making some money on it, but you get the majority of your money back. And you're getting good positive history. And it depends what the term of the loan is. Maybe it's a year, 2 years, depending on what your loan is, right? It's a secured loan. Some use a checking account, a money market account, a certificate deposit to secure the funds that are going in there, but you're doing it, okay? Also, okay, Blackbeard Dave says, Kickoff. Kickoff, we've been looking into Kickoff. I'm not sure if anyone has used Kickoff yet, but supposedly this is also another good way to build credit. But take a look. This is a little bit newer, and we've been investigating and kind of seeing what people have had results with as well, okay, as this kind of comes together. So once an item is deleted, it's usually gone for good. Now, if they want to play games, they want to try and reinsert this, they've got to do, not only do they have to have proof of why they need to reinsert it, but they have to send it to you within 5 business days, certified mail. Okay. If that doesn't happen, this could be a potential violation of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. That's right. Okay. Doesn't happen too often, but if you've got the deletion letter, right, you've got something that's deleted, you can then follow up, send this reinsertion letter, and show them that it needs to be deleted. Okay. We've got all this for you, 609creditrepair.com. Committed package got everything you need, you want, you dream of. Okay. And yeah, I'm looking at it right here. It's not very common. It's very, very rare that this happened, but reinserted in the file, the consumer reporting agent shall notify the consumer of reinsertion in writing no later than 5 business days after such reinsertion. Okay. Right there in black and white. But yeah, typically gone for good. Okay. Choose. Been subscribed for a few years. Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Can you briefly explain trade lines? Yes, I will do that. I will do that in just a second. Just double checking because I got to go back, make sure that I see. See, this is I answer questions and then I go back and I might miss some questions. So please feel free to email me. I really appreciate you guys emailing me. Okay, so trade lines. What is a trade line? Okay, so a line of credit or a trade line, a line of trade on your credit reports. Now, when people say trade lines, it's usually a name, a nickname, a shortened name for authorized user trade line. Okay. And typically what's happening when people are talking about trade lines and getting some trade lines, typically what they're talking about oftentimes is getting some authorized users on their credit reports, maybe through a company that leases them out and gets them, or friends and family, get some trade lines. Okay. Now there's also primary trade lines. Okay. Primary trade lines. Primaries are in your name, in your primary name. You're the primary account holder. The primary account holder, the authorized user. The primary account holder can make somebody an authorized user. Someone can use the primary account holder's credit. Now, can trade lines help? Yes. The other term for it is piggybacking, right? Piggybacking, helping boost up credit score. Trade line, can it help? Yes. Okay. Primary trade lines, like a regular credit card, that's a primary trade line in your name. A car note in your name, that's a trade line in your name. Okay. So can these help? Yes. Now, some of the trade lines that people utilize to boost their credit, New Coast Direct, My Jewelers Club card. Okay. New Coast Direct gives typically a $5,000 store credit card, store card. Okay. And $5,000 trade line. Okay. My Jewelers Club card, typically a $5,000 trade line or a $5,000 store credit card, right? So these are primary trade lines in your name, typically for individuals who are rebuilding or repairing and that kind of stuff. Maybe you're in them 500s, perhaps New Coast Direct, My Jewelers Club card, 5K, they can be 10,000 in primary trade lines, okay? Help bring your credit utilization down. It's revolving credit can help build up your credit, okay? Self.Inc. is a secure loan, okay? This is a secure line of credit and a secure trade line and allows you to have a good credit mix. Having simply revolving credit and credit cards and having the credit mix is important with the loans, okay? And Danielle Arnold, My Jewelers Club card, just puts up 2 hands, seems to be pleased with that. Okay, some people have had good results with that. Now just take a look at My Jewelers Club card in New Coast Direct. Make sure that makes sense for you. There might be a bit of a fee or a purchase initially. Okay, just double check, make sure it writes for you and your budget. Looking to improve my credit, Raymond. Well, this is a channel. You find the right channel then. Hit that subscribe button, okay? Melinda says collections from law firms are scare taxes. They have the same FCRA rules, Fair Credit Reporting Act, and Fair Debt Collection Practices Act rules. Yes. But we can't give any legal advice. So if you're dealing with that, totally understand if you need to find them. But typically, if they're just sending a letter as a collector, it may not be in that realm and can be fought like a regular collection, right? It just depends. But typically, you can send your collection validation letters to whomever's trying to send you letters, especially these dunning letters where they say things like, hey, if you don't respond to this in 30 days, we're going to assume this debt is yours. You can't assume nothing, Jack, okay? Let me tell you something, okay? You got to be able to provide proof. Same thing with these hard inquiries we were talking about earlier. They got to have permissible purpose for hard inquiries. For the collections, they got to be able to show the contract. Not only that, where they got it from, how this contract has moved from the original creditor to a collector and how they're able to collect on it, right? So it's not so simple for them, yeah? But they want to. They want to try and make it simple. They want to try and say, oh, we're going to send this letter, and if you don't respond within 30 days to our collection, we're going to assume this is yours. No. What points should I freeze? LexisNexis, and one of the benefits. Freezing some of these smaller bureaus like LexisNexis, CoreLogic, SageStream can help make it a little bit more difficult for the 3 bureaus to go to these and verify and that kind of stuff. But typically, if you have negative, nasty, erroneous items in there, you can dispute them out of there, right? And once they're out of there, you can show them they're out of there because a lot of times these unverified bankruptcies, which they're supposed to be going to the original furnisher of this information, which would be the courthouses, which they're not doing. They're trying to go to LexisNexis, and they'll even show on the report, hey, we verified through a third party like LexisNexis. It's no longer in LexisNexis once you dispute it out of there, and you can show them it's not here. How you quote unquote verify? And then you can file complaints as well. All right. 609creditrepair.com. You can get the Beyond Committed package, all the letters, the ebook, the video, the everything that you need to do it yourself, or we can do this work for you at the Awesome Life Group. Please continue. Thumbs up helps me keep doing what I'm doing. I appreciate it. All right. A like button on here is very helpful. All right, Tommy Herrera. I have a Best Buy card that closed, They closed it, or did you close it? It was never late. Okay, you're making payments on it, but I want to keep the history. So you're going to keep all that good history. You also want to open it so you can have more history, reopen it. So you'd have to talk to them and see if they'd even allow that, right? Typically, they don't, but you never know, they might. And the reason why I say might is because I had a USA card, okay? And it was negative. And I had sent Goodwill letters, and they turned it to positive. And they also opened another line of credit. So what happened was you had all this good credit history, all turned to positive, and then it was this new line of credit it overlapped. It was like, boop, just right at the right time. So They may not be able to open that specific line of credit. Perhaps they can open you a new one without, getting all this hard inquiry stuff and all that, and just double check. And what they can do is they can overlap it, right? Almost like backdating it. So it's like, almost like you never lost on any history. That's what happened for me in a USAA card, but that's, very specific military stuff. So double check with Best Buy. It is a thing. A lot of times, these credit card companies, these banks, they can do a lot. Okay, they can do a lot more than what they say they can, and they don't want you to know that, right? They don't want you to know all these things because they want to be able to, for the most part, have people, paying these high interest rates, and that's how they make their money. That's not what we do. This is why we are on this. This is why we are on these secrets and tips and tricks here, right? This is why you subscribe to the channel. Yes. All right. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Should I include my eviction in the validation letters? Okay. So if you've got an eviction and a collection, and you're sending a collection validation letter to the collection for that eviction, you can add that eviction. You can do that. You can also send your 609 dispute letters to the bureaus and add that eviction. Yes, you can do that. You absolutely can. You can also dispute the eviction with CoreLogic and LexisNexis, where they tend to be in, and get them out of there as well. Okay. Sorry, I gotta go back, trying to get these questions in order here. Do I write out my letters? I like this question. Okay, people asking, hey, type them or write them out. Or type them to write them out. Okay. So first and foremost, the law. The law is the law, right? The Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Acts, and the violations, the acts, these letters quote, and what we've learned, and all these good things. Those are the powerful things. Those are the things that are helping you, the acts that are helping you get these unverified items out of there, this inaccurate information out of there, these addresses out of there, these bankruptcies out of here, these hard inquiries out of there, right? The permissible purpose thing that we're talking about are hard inquiries, the unverified collections and charge-offs, these types of things. This is what is in those letters, and that is the powerful stuff. Now, if you want to handwrite or type them, either way works. Okay, I've seen it both ways. Okay. If you wanted to use highlighters on them, if you want to staple them, if you want to do the text slanted, if you want to do legal sheets, all of these things might help, right? Colored pens and all this stuff. It might help, right? Typically, it gets broken down into a 2-code deal anyway, right? Whether it's scanned or not, and they have 2 codes and they punch it in, and a lot of this stuff is done overseas as well. Okay, so ultimately, it's the Fair Credit Reporting Act, the Fair Debt Collection Act, FACTA, Fair Billing Acts, right? These are the things that are utilized. Yes, because then you want to see if they quote unquote violate your rights, right? And so if they violate your rights, you can utilize that as leverage to get these negative, nasty, erroneous items off as well, right? You can use that as leverage as well. So really it's, hey, if you're scanning, we've got a letter that's, hey, you can't just simply parrot what the collectors and creditors are saying. We've seen this happen before with the EOSC. It's not enough for EOSC is not enough for an independent investigation. So people are like, oh, should I handwrite them so they're not scanned? Well, if they get scanned, we've got a letter for that, right? So it's trapping them up, using their own game against them, their own taxes against them. Okay, so you don't have to sweat. Oh, do I need to type it, write it? You can get results both ways. Okay. Okay. This is interesting. So I have a collection account, but now it says closed account after second round of letters. So oftentimes stuff like this, Josue, will happen because they're trying to play this game of hoping that you will stop. They say, oh, we'll close the account. We think that this is enough, right? It's closed, it's leave. So no, it's a collection. It's negative. Second round, hey, You can send your next round of letters. You can file complaints with the CFPB. They're all right, and this is a good process. It's starting. You'll see deletions. You'll start seeing things get closed. You'll start seeing things move. You're right on time, Josue. You're right on time. Okay. The mortgage. Interesting. So you're looking at your credit. Mortgage is FICO 4, 5, and 2. Okay, they look at older credit reports, or excuse me, older credit scores. Now, typically, we have FICO 8 out now. It's typically used. There's a FICO 9, but it's not used as much. FICO 10 is coming down the pipeline. I don't think it's going to get widely adopted. And even still, mortgages are looked at with FICO 4, FICO 5, and FICO 2, depending on what bureau it is. One bureau is, I'd have to look that up, but 4, 5, and 2, right? So you're using my FICO app. You can take a look, right? If it works for you, if you have, the budget for it and it's all that good stuff, then you can take a look. Okay. And then you can see, oh, what does my FICO 2 look like? What does my FICO 5 look? What does my FICO 4 look like? Okay. And that will help you determine, oh, okay, I see. Well, this is why this TransUnion looks this way or whatnot. Let me just get this out of here. I didn't know I had a late payment here. I didn't know I had that on here, because all these bureaus report differently. I'm like, I don't understand how all three of mine report differently, right? All just a little bit different, all different little bit credit score. Okay. Sorry, going back. Also put my email address in here as well. Okay. Please feel free to email me. I know questions start coming in, and then kind of get to answering a question. I come back and I try to get them in the right order, but I apologize if I miss anything. Okay, let's see. Is there a limit on how many primary trade lines you should or should not try to get when trying to lower your credit utilization? Okay. So it's just a matter of, one, your hard inquiries, right? As you build your credit, you're going to probably get more credit lines. Now, if you're getting a 700 credit score, trying to get even an 800 credit score, you will probably need to get more lines of credit, more credit cards. Okay. I'm not saying to do it all at once. Okay. And do a little bit at a time. Okay. But the highest FICO achievers tend to have about 12 revolving cards, 12 credit cards. Okay. 7 of them can be big bank cards. Okay. And the other can be store cards. Okay. So is there a limit on primary trade lines? It's not so much a limit, but it's about a timing and how your credit will be affected with the hard inquiries, right? So you may want 1 or 2 here, 1 or 2 here, right? And so it's kind of moving up, because as you utilize your credit and pay things off and get the good positive history, and you're using 3 lines of these, 6, 7, 8, 12 trade lines that you have, you're using 3 revolving accounts on time, paying off all once, keeping the utilization down. That can really help, because now all of a sudden you have all this available credit and your utilization is lower, right? Okay. So sometimes it feels like, oh, wow, maybe I shouldn't have 3 or 4 or 5. Highest FICO achievers, and again, I'm not saying to do it all at once, but have 12 revolving accounts. Okay. TransUnion experience trying to delay these updated address. Okay. So you want to okay. Yeah. Oh, my man, Jerome. So yeah. So they're trying to play games. They're trying to not to, hey, send the next round, right? Send it again. Another inaccurate information round of letters. We've got inaccurate. And so we have the 609 dispute letters, collection validation letters, hard inquiry letters, all sorts of letters. And one of those set of letters is the update personal profile, address letters, inaccurate information letters. And this is it, inaccurate updated address information. You can send it and you can file a complaint with the CFPB, and they're dragging their feet. If they're not responding in time as well, you can send a non-response letter. Okay. Again, during the pandemic, they still have 30 calendar days from when they get the letters to postmark your response. So none of this, well, it's later in the pandemic and all this. They don't have extra time. They don't have extra time. Same amount of time. Okay. Same amount of time. All right. Wallace, I was able to finally buy my house. Congratulations. Black Bridges says congratulations as well. Congratulations. Okay. Appreciate it. Wallace went from 540 to 730. I'm a product of your program, Wallace says. Thank you. Went from 540 to 730, was able to buy his house. Fantastic. Fantastic. All right, Wallace. Excellent work. Excellent work. I'm going to put my email address in here again. All right. I appreciate it. I have to get back to, that's right, sending out these disputes, helping clients, getting to these emails, getting these negative, nasty, erroneous items off of there. All right. Also, please make sure to jump on the subscribe tribe.com for the dates and times when I go live. I really appreciate it. Please give the video a thumbs up. And until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Take care.